Boom. Our Elysium. Discos. Our ancients. Old. Let's do the thing. Alright. Got good morale. We got good stuff. We got Kim. Forget exactly what we were doing, so it's... Ooh, we got points. Look at that. Get yourself organized. We gotta pick up our dice from the dice maker. Call Alice back in a day. Find the murder weapon. Spirit is eternal. Hold on to spirits and wait for the signal. We're helping the Ravers start a nightclub. We gotta sync signs with Noid, I guess, and solve the egghead puzzle. We gotta return to the dead body with Kim. Get 2 signatures for Everart. The missing insects case. Kuno has promised to stop. Report your findings to the cryptozoologist. We gotta talk to Klasia. We gotta find the gloves. So we gotta go back to the fishing village. First and foremost. It is early morning on day 4 here. Hold on a second. Get everything. Camera goes here. No, it's off. Oh, PlayStation. How much money do we got? 53 bucks? 53 real. Little girl. There's the bench where we can wait. Hey, kiddo.
Hello, mister.
I heard there was a girl here who has armored gloves.
Oh.
Is that you?
I had gloves. Very big ones. Heavy, too.
My cat's losing his mind.
Where did you get these gloves?
Hang on.
Found them when Lemmy and I were playing hide and seek. In an empty house. Where no one lives. I think someone hid them there.
Okay, pal, come on. Well... Are you upset that I was in another room as you? Okay. Hey. Grumpy Baba.
She doesn't want you to think she stole them.
And where are the gloves now?
I hid them. The twins were going to take them. They're stupid.
She lifts her stuffed toy up and looks into its one remaining eye as though searching for
We're going to need
confirmation.
these gloves. It's for important police business.
He enunciates the last 2 words carefully.
Oh.
She doesn't seem to understand, but the lieutenant's tone has conveyed to her the important part. Bullying
They're in
children!
my sandcastle. Behind our house. Under the sand. You can break the castle. It's not very good. Bye!
The girl's large, curious eyes remain fixed on you.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. Wait, what if this is the fishing rod situation all over again?
The fishing rod situation. You're not going to be fooled again. You're going to stand here calmly and observe this non-phasmid until you see what it really is.
Fine. It's not a phasmid. It's not even organic. Just a fire iron resting by the fireplace. What? Where's your sense of wonder, man?
My sense of wonder is tempered with the fact that it'd be really bad to steal these people's fire poker.
Weather has not been kind to Lily's little sandcastle. The once mighty towers are quickly eroding away. You can see something shining back to you from what must have been a vast underground catacomb network.
Broken.
The little castle? The reigning lord must have come upon some really tough times to let it sleep in such decrepitude.
Look upon my works, ye mighty, and despair. Reach into the catacombs, pull out the
Walls
shiny
and
object.
floors give way to the giant's greed, collapse and present you with a pair of ceramic gauntlets.
Congratulations. That's the gauntlets down, then. We're doing good on the armor collection front.
Hey. Let's see. Let's buy... Ooh. How are we doing in our thoughts? Thought catalog. It's unlocked this time. Exchanging saucy texts with friends. Well, you gotta do that, I suppose. Inexplicable feminist agenda. Ace is high, H is low. Coach physical. Instrument. Torque dork. Rigorous self-critique. Cock for the apocalypse. Oh. There's a lot of... let's do... the Jam Rock Shuffle for now. We still have a couple of points that we can put into other things, but let's wait to do that until we get more tests that we need to check. Let's go see what these nerds at the church are doing. Oh, wait. Body on the boardwalk. We'll investigate the spookiness at the church here in a bit. Body on the boardwalk. Kim, check this out.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Hold on.
Lieutenant leans over the corpse and examines his face. Two glassy eyes stare back at him, void of any
Looks
signs
like
of life.
he's been dead for a while. I'm surprised no one found him before you came along.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
You think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
What about alcohol poisoning and liver
Some
failure?
symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
Could it be related to the lynching?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
It's not really suspicious, though, so I'm going to go with, you're right, connecting it with the lynching is a stretch.
Without any further evidence, yes.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Sometimes a kebab is just a kebab.
Right. We can't really... Somebody should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous. Who
does
could be
seem
responsible?
To be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
Yeah, who is
Looks
this
like one
guy?
of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
He looks south the way he
This
came.
is an omen, a sign from above. Don't start drinking again.
He looks like me. I could have ended up just like him, dead on some empty bottle with a boardwalk next to my corpse.
Well, at least you're not married.
Lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray.
Or what if you are?
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged
Ooh.
man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
Good thing we got high morale. So what do we do
From
with
where
him?
I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Yeah. We found him. I think I want to take this case, but what about field
A
autopsy?
field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma in the autopsy report and leave it at that. It would save us at least 2 hours of unnecessary...
Is there an ME we can call? Yeah, we could leave it to the other guys. They'd have to send people out since we're already on one case. Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy? Aren't we kind of sloppy? Yeah, I don't see anything criminal here.
The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him, though. We should finish this.
Alright, we've already examined the library card. Let's call the Jamrock Library for my kinema.
Sloppy's what I'm known for. I already have a nickname. It's not Sloppy. It's Tequila Sunset, which is arguably worse.
And while we're there, we should also call the station. Let them know that we are taking the case.
Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. This wind is so strong. Very sloppy
Listen,
Tequila
dear.
Sunset.
An empty cigarette packet.
All right, we've already done all that. Okay. Now let's go poke in the church. It will be efficient. See how many cases we can... come on. Filthy jacket. See how many cases we can pick up before we have to go. We have to go back and report via his kinema. And what's that? More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. Yeah, poking in the church, sacrilegious? I don't follow this religion. This blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. A prayer book has been left open. Two decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. It was a calculated risk, but oh, I am bad at math. A portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Ooh.
A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with
Trippy.
soft electricity.
Another radio computer. And this time it's already turned on.
He seems cautious around the machine.
These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful.
We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case.
Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area.
It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model.
He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch
A
anything.
quaint little box of radio waves.
Wait, Let me investigate it. Step behind the computer. I'm going to investigate it.
Fluorescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
We don't have passwords yet, so let's leave that.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty.
Their gods are not our gods. Our god is humanism.
This is her innocence, Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Ooh, how big is Art Cop on religion? Are we particularly worshipful, or do... I definitely kind of get the vibe based on what we've done before that I think perhaps worshiping a woman is one of the things that destroyed us last time. I don't think we kneel.
Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you, as if under a microscope.
Look up. No, I am not your bug. How cantankerous are we, guys? It is inspiring. It is beautiful. Like, religious art does move.
The woman looks down at you standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive.
Ooh, it's compassion. It's remorse. It's mourning. It's not possible to live. She's just sad.
As that terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles, her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
Let's go ahead and try reconstructing the cracked glass.
The jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a light motif below them both.
What shattered the mosaic?
Unknown.
Who's the older woman?
The escutcheon on her throne says, Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the queen her innocence day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, 30 years, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail.
What does the motto say?
Below both women, in luminous black letters, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau.
After life, death. After death, new life.
And then, along the left side, après le monde, la gré. Après le gré, le monde de nouveau.
After the world, the pale, or the gray. After the gray, the new world. Lieutenant, this used to say after life, death, after...
Life again.
Yeah.
After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however.
Why?
It was deemed subservient to use a strongly moral intern-related motto. We already suspected of bootlicking. The sentence was also seen as too feminine. It was a macho thing.
What's the RCM motto now?
Justice, union, prudence, and force.
Wow. Justice, union, prudence, and force. Very cool. Not very feminine. I like the other one better. Or I like this. Puts the fear of God back into the slurs. Hell no. We're not homophobic. I like the other one better.
So do I.
The mother of humanism towers above you. A wax painting on a cracked pane of glass.
Wax. Wow.
Nothing has changed in her expression. It's a mystery. A mystery sprinkled with self-pity and regret. For some reason, unknown to your mind, looking at her delicate eyes makes you feel like you're ready for drowning. All you know is, this is the young mother of humanity, and that you should go. Do something else. Escape her sad, worry-worn look.
Yes,
Dolores Day.
I wasn't sure before, but this must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez. It's called the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
You know the place?
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Ravachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
So old. What else do
There
you know?
used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Setsa, they call them. The 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials.
Okay. So the rest are
We should
scrapped.
be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find anything connected to the lynching here.
I think it's all connected, Kim. It's all a part. We're holistic detectives.
Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism?
Kim, you a follower of DeLoreanism?
Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin.
Stroke your chin first, sir. I didn't think you were spiritual, or I don't like her. She looks like a lever. Let's not lean into our misogyny.
It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance.
A pragmatic.
Yes, we all are.
The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically.
It's not
Yeah, let's
spiritual.
leave that one done.
It's constitution.
Let's turn away and put a point in encyclopedia and unlock that check. Try again.
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious and it's a mystery.
Nope.
All you know is, this is...
Ouch. Take some drugs and get ourselves back up there. We still have another point. We could do it again, but we could also hang around and not. I think we'll come back to that later. Hello? Mesk Banger's Red Brogues. A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore.
Coco de
Maybe
Ma?
if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
I think I still hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it. But for the faintest of hums. You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Let's yell.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers. It's unnerving.
Stomp your
You
feet,
could
clap
use
your
a
hands.
few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
What's
The
happening?
lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing, and it's beginning to worry me. Or not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this. I haven't experienced much, in my honesty. I don't remember who I am. Or can't hear shit. Almost nothing.
The
It's
church
beginning to
just
worry me.
has strange acoustics, some engineering trick.
Hey, what if it's something paranatural?
Please, detective, not this again.
The lieutenant
No,
points.
Can
no.
you hear anything? The church just has...
Whatever it
The
is,
lieutenant
it's
doesn't
definitely
reply,
real.
But you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up
The
into the bell
orderly
tower.
rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
Perception, sight, let's go.
It's like there's something moving up there. A shadow has emerged from the tower and it's making its way toward you through all the other shadows.
On the ceiling?
Yes, the darkness makes the ceiling feel infinitely far away.
Follow the shadow's movements.
It's not a shadow anymore, becoming more substantial as it gets closer. The shape of an animal descends.
The crab
Officer.
man.
Is there something up there?
The lieutenant follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you are
Oh
seeing.
no, you've lost sight of it. Where did it go?
Hey-o.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes. Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Tiago.
The shadow is a man made of the same stuff as the carpentry of the building. He is studying you intently. The crab man.
Say, hey, who's there? Are you the crab man? Or say nothing, be quiet for now.
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in general. There's
Ooh.
a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol.
Right place for what?
Here you can receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of the despair at the bottom of that bottle.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Lieutenant whispers to you
I'm
quietly.
put off by this religious stuff, he thinks.
Yeah.
And maybe the ceiling climbing, too. It's all very hard to square with the lieutenant's own view of reality.
Yeah, that tracks.
Hey, and what was that about the bottle again? You haven't even drank that much lately. Lay off it already.
I guess I have a bit of a problem, and it's been getting out of hand lately, but
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit.
I'm not drinking now, though, guy.
Necesita parar, homie.
You need help, homie. Yeah, I do.
You know, Actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
It's just your tie. Who do you think you are? Some crazy guy under the roof? What is this shit? You know, alcohol is central to my identity. If I didn't drink, it wouldn't just be me. Or this is stupid, but for some reason I feel like you have a point there. I think I agree with Kim.
Don't trust me. Trust the
Wasteland of
mother.
reality.
I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes in the cold air
This
of the
is the
church.
church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all
You have
in.
no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways.
So you must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider. Or sorry, you just weren't moving like a human.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
So what were you before you became a crab
I was
man?
in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
So many people losing their memories, a certain portent of doom. Or I lost my memory too, and it haunts me. I lost my memory too, but I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch. I lost my memory too, and it haunts me.
No, man. You gotta let that shit go. Then the mother's light touch will fill you with rapture.
He looks at you as if he wants to pat you on the back.
Do you
I'm not
remember
dead.
your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
Dang. My name's Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
What are you doing
This is
here?
a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness.
He nods towards the
This
ceiling.
church was built around it for purposes of veneration.
Dang.
I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
The mother of silence? You mean her?
No. There's a new god in town, and she can be painted or sculpted because she has no limb or even a face. She is the end.
Oh, a
She has a
nihilist.
cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
Are these your shoes lying here?
I think they were. A long time ago,
He looks at the red
I had to
brogues.
shed them like skins to get closer to the center of the silence. You could have them. I don't need them anymore.
These shoes look pretty dapper, actually.
What'll happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, I won with the state of the world before reality began.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Faith is a kind of drug.
I heard that before, Way, and I know I can't convince you on the spot. But think, when's the last time you woke up from silent communion with a hangover, regretting what you did last night?
Let's agree to disagree.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I
How'd
know
you even-
it will take time. Don't sweat it.
How'd you even find this place? The church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, Way. It didn't belong to me.
I still don't understand what
I'm
you're
a
doing.
seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Doesn't really make sense for you to sing if she's the mother of silence. Or singing is good. We should all sing a bit more. Or am I the superstar cop? Singing is good. We should all sing a bit more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of
I
silence
do.
I'm talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart.
I think the singing of that burning heart is expressed through
You
the
may be
manipulation of vocal cords
But
or
fire
art.
crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
Right.
The
Other
sinewy
questions.
figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
So ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub?
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
So what do you think about? The nightclub, that is?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go. Might even be nice to have some company.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly flat.
Did you witness it?
Not really. Or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
Do you know where the other spooker is?
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa.
The older lady is very studious.
Viejita is grandma?
Wait, so there is another person living in the church and it's a viejita?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young.
He scratches his
Or
head.
maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And you don't know where she
That's
is.
what I said, Holmes.
How can you not know when you both live
Don't
here?
really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you've got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who
I'm
is she?
afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Okay then, thanks. Seems a nice guy, this crab man. Bottles. Mescabanger's silk scarf. Frost has drawn flowers on the glass, obscuring the view. A figure drawn in frost on the window, depicting a deer. Ooh. So somebody here may have been a communist. Maybe that's the police raid. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. It came from the stained glass window. Still has letters on it, too. I guess we could poke at the computer. This bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. Huh. Hey, Tiago? Or Tiago?
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
So at least we know there's someone out here who's willing to help me with my alcoholism. Whew. I think that's all that we can do for now. Unless we want to ignore what Kim's all about and do Wasteland of Reality. Insomnia, 20 hours. It's been brought to your attention that you're an alcoholic and that it's a sickness and it's killing you. You're crawling on your knees through life, your booze-filled belly dragging on the ground, your brain now fuzzy, now in overdrive, your hair sticking together with today's cold sweat and yesterday's vomit. Perhaps they're right. Anything is better than this, even bone-dry reality itself. Maybe you can quit? We hit rock bottom, baby! It's still early in the morning. We can come back here later if we need. For now, let's go. We gotta go back to Kim's Kanema and radio in that body. Do we want to... I guess we do want to poke the computer, because, like, if we poke the computer, she'll come in, right? If there's an alarm or something on it.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. Nothing happens. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good morning, votre accident on Saint-Brun.
Ooh.
This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good, thank you. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Real quick, Fortress accident like the one in the doomed commercial
I
area?
have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
Anything else I can help you with?
I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log February to March.
Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Probably not. Is it my birthday?
No.
A hint
Fair.
system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
At least I got a couple bucks out of it.
Still?
My birthday?
No.
I don't know the password.
I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
I'm not a criminal.
Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm... well, let's try this again.
Let's look around. Maybe he knows something.
Nope, never mind.
Received. Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Goodbye.
Thank you, but I'm finished with this.
Accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of
The
static.
machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons. The machine's keyboard is
Nope. Okay. Hey, Tiago, got any idea what the password is, buddy?
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the viejita say the password to a
Too
radio
many
computer?
times, Ese. You need it for something.
Honestly, I just want to break into a radio computer, see what's on it. Yeah, just tell me what's the password. Or yes, it's for a first-degree murder investigation in Martinez.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Oh.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity la niñita pequeña when I hear it. I
Okay,
think
man.
we're
Thanks,
done
buddy.
here, essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness
That
above.
was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
Vibe with me, Kim. The Jamrock Shuffle.
Shuffle. In a way,
Yes,
you
Mubu.
are treasure hunting. Most officers from Precinct 41 do what is called the Jamrock Shuffle, cracking open containers.
Oh,
Most of them
cats.
are from Jamrock or Coal City, the poorest parts of Revachol, that also overlap with the network of royal catacombs called Le Royaume, just beneath the streets. As children, you would all go underground, hoping to find treasure, and come back with a rat's tail or a used needle.
Ooh.
That playful curiosity must still be in you. Who knows? Maybe one day the Orbe de Montagne, the Holy Scepter, and the Cocaine Skull will all be yours.
Better loot in locked containers. Well, hot diggity. We'll be thinking about our alcoholism for the rest of the day. But now we got a password.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated. The speaker comes to life.
Good morning, Fortress accident on Saint-Brune. Good.
Hello.
Please repeat the password.
Afterlife.
Good.
Death.
I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thank you. I am finished with the
Goodbye,
call.
Fortress accident.
The machine's keyboard is still... The
Print.
printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Let's read the printout.
The first entry made on the 4th of February.
Now we can go
51 by
back
an
and
unknown
use the
author
other computer
is
to do
short
the same
and
thing the other log.
concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Think this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
His eyes wandered to the various machines around him.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little
Narcotics,
spooky,
you
all right.
say?
Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving.
Third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would you need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simon for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked.
Ain't that the way?
I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss?
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
He adjusts his glasses. Artist programmers Lexi, who are all these
I think
people?
These people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Let's read the 5th
12th
entry.
of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now.
All
I
right,
want to know
we
what's
got
that
him.
radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow.
It swallows
It
sound.
swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right, toward the silence. 7th
28th
entry.
of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real, and I'm not just losing my mind.
It's the
It's a
same
pillar of silence
hole in
with a
reality that
diameter of
Tiago's talking
approximately
about.
3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
Yeah, what could it be?
The
Water
lieutenant
basins behind
doesn't
me.
answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Oh, she's using it to pick up ambient sound to mark the borders of it.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello,
Oh, she
scared
just got
and
spooked.
left. Good. I don't want anyone distracting me from my work.
Can we get these crazy kids together?
That disco man must be a cell.
Must be describing a
Girl
cell.
on the ice? Sounds like her, yes.
I'm sharing it with Kim.
March
The
51.
9th entry.
I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
Yep, that's
I
me
knew
and
it wasn't a
Poissons.
good idea to meddle with the machine.
Oh, come on,
March
Kim. Where's your
51.
sense of
A
adventure?
new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Yo, what up?
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Hi. I didn't break nothing.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
I do apologize for the
Reboot.
intrusion, madame. We are with the RCN, you see.
We're not just breaking in, I'm pursuing a mysterious lead, searching for my lost identity.
You won't find any answers from here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whir back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
All right. We're getting there.
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Does not look like a big loss to her. Hey, are you the lead programmer of We're All Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or...
She thinks to
no,
herself.
Not anymore. That project is dead.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing
I
here?
am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead
Soona
programmer of
Luukkanen-Kilde.
Fortis Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
Have you seen the Crab Man?
Nope.
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you.
And?
And the Crab Man has seen you. Okay, it's probably not a big deal then.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. I don't think there's a lobster man. But what are you doing in this abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
You're occupying a public space, or there have been complaints from your neighbors. So I'm a police officer, apparently. It's my job to ask questions.
Scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
A two...
Wait, what? She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I
She stares at the burnished antenna on an empty table.
Than that.
What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean?
There's something frantic about her as she locks her gaze with you, eyes shining like pearls.
Because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
She's suddenly absorbed in the conversation,
That's
waiting for your answer.
Above your pay grade at the moment.
Ooh. Hold on a moment. Does it mean we're now living in a world that has holes in it? Or I can't even understand how we're talking about something that doesn't exist, let alone measure it.
I don't know. Are we? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. But how do I figure it out?
Ooh. Can't even understand what we're talking about.
Surroundings, by that which does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
She grows silent, staring at her circle of basins. It looks like some ancient ritual.
But does it have anything to do with necroplasmic life forms? Ghosts, in everyday parlance.
Does it have anything to do with ghosts?
Ghosts? No, I don't think so. I don't believe in ghosts.
And what about other supernatural entities?
I don't believe in them either.
What not many know is necroplasma exists. That's probably why it's not
Great.
believing them. Okay.
What are we talking about? And why?
She gets back to work. A clear signal that this branch of the conversation is over. Do you have any idea where this hole might be located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
She looks up, eyes trying to pierce the pitch-black heights above, but without much success.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to decease.
Yeah, we stood there. It was weird.
Named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think the Crabman might be somehow responsible here?
I don't.
So the research going in isn't going well. Why not?
Trial and error, trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know about the scary 2mm hole
Great.
in the world.
Thanks.
For now. How do you feel about anodic dance music?
What? I hate it.
She squints her eyes.
She hasn't even heard it.
Have you ever, listened to it? Actually listened to it? What are you, 40? It's the future of dance music. Or same here, it just doesn't connect here. Not like disco does, anyway. You ever listened to it? Actually listened?
Yeah. All the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they?
She pulls a face that looks absolutely scathing.
Maybe I have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
We gotta get this woman some vibe. How do you feel about a club for
This is
anodic
about
dance
those
music?
speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
And what do they want to build
Take
then?
a guess, why don't you?
A youth center would be nice, or a petting zoo. Maybe a community space to help the elderly? We know that Everard wants to build a youth center out here, but he's doing so in order to functionally steal land from the poor folks that live here, so... a petting zoo, a place for animals.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Why are there so many machines in
I
this
brought
place?
them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
What do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIM Prefect's processing unit.
Wait, what?
RAIM Prefect.
A
My radio
RAIM?
computer.
And the antenna is its processing unit?
You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
Not really.
All right. Well, all radio computers perform operations up on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
So all of our computing is radio-based instead of
On the front,
magnetoferric-based.
The unified front of radio waves, licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East in Celindic region. It's all around us. That's what on-air means.
Like love.
And the AR-1, is it a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable.
She's the only person
But
for
it's
miles
not
with
the cheapest
Wi-Fi.
one on the market. So I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
And what about those bowls
They
of
are
water?
connected to my RAIM Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
What are you doing
I'm
with the radio
working.
computer?
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
Okay,
It's
okay.
not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
Right, I'll try not
Right.
to touch anything. I'll let you work in peace now. Let's go talk to our boys. That went better than I thought. So now Kim won't follow me in. Let's check our clothes real quick. What can we wear that will give us authority? Empathy, I can feel the streets. Composure, electrochemistry, conceptualization, but it smells bad. To the kingdom conscious. Let's put on our boots. We don't want that one. We don't want to take off our tie. +1 logic, drama, -1 authority. Interfacing, ooh, that's nice. Empathy in someone else's shoes. Okay. We can interact with the filthy jacket, maybe later.
Hello again.
Okay. I don't need to talk to you then.
Come on, get in. The warm stuff's getting out. Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Kim still doesn't like me.
Hi again. So, How are things going?
Logic. Let's try.
Nothing jumps out
No.
to you. Nothing out of the
Really?
ordinary.
I could swear
How
something's
about
not
you
adding
get
up here.
out and breathe? The air in the tent is too thick for you to think clearly.
I really want to pass that check.
Goodbye, officer.
We're so close.
Huh? I see you're here again.
Saw a sticker on the
Sorry, man.
padlock.
Did I mention getting us into the church would help? A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
So I can hear you do it.
Why describe it if you already know what I mean?
Sometimes the outside gaze helps us reflect on things.
Noid, don't bother our guests with your games.
Piss off, Andre. Me and Mr. Cop are trying to discuss art.
All right, let's
You
go.
shouldn't talk like that.
I don't mind a little foul language here and there.
Cool. The ban on foulness. That's the moralist plot to alienate us from our bodily functions so they can control us more fully. Anyhow, what was the sticker like?
Okay, it's a yellow circle, the human face with X's for eyes and a smile underneath. I think the X's mean the guy is dead.
Good. What did you want to know?
Was I right? Is it a dead guy smiling, or what makes the sticker so modern?
Simplicity
Modern.
was brought to us by classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right?
Commonplace. Meant to appeal to the masses rather than to an individual.
Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing.
You come up with this stuff by yourself?
Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. There's a gathering at the Palaceum. The beat is the same for all.
Was I right?
Yes,
Is a dead guy
you're the
smiling?
23rd
Ooh, 5
person
experience.
to get it right. And I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
And why do you think that's so?
We're all the same. Same eyes, same smiles, same death.
And what does it
We
mean?
defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths. The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death. Or
Living
maybe
for the
he's
moment.
not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
I'm also thinking the smiling dead guy's a symbol for communism. It's also dead, but doesn't care.
Yeah, that interpretation holds.
I think we've exhausted
Why,
the subject for
this
now.
bloke could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
What about now? Are the signs all right now?
Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
Not quite with his
You heard
vibes.
me.
He examines the small metal bolt in his hand. Okay. You there.
The young man with
Egghead, let's go. Gotta solve this dude's puzzle.
Turn. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say
Hardcore!
nothing.
All right! Yeah!
Say
He
nothing.
furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
He lets out an agonized roar of the feeblish, obviously not too hardcore beat below. No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
Well, that would have been good if I had asked you a question, but I didn't. Now it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
Oh, I guess that didn't do it.
Heavyweight jam.
Says the young man with the tape player and the large boyet arrow boots. Lung-shaped trees sprout on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore!
Say
Hardcore!
nothing. Still
Hardcore
say
to the
nothing.
mega.
All right.
Tonight.
We're close.
We're close.
Hard, full car.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing? Say nothing?
Coherent.
I was wondering if you knew who killed the mercenary hanging behind the Whirling Run Rags hostel?
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yekokata, the place to be.
You said that before. Why is this Yekokata the place to be? What does that mean?
Yekokata is a hardcore place.
Yekokata is an abbreviation
Hey,
from
we
the
got money.
Guardian term.
We got our thing.
Zone
We can
of
logic.
ecological catastrophe, an agricultural megaproject in the extreme southeast of the Guardian Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer. An intricate system for irrigation networks pockmarked
Huh.
Earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
Well. Let's put a point in logic. Wild, wild, I want to see. Where's the child I used to be?
So, how are things going? Goodbye, officer.
Hang on a sec here. +2 logic if we were our Peepo -1 encyclopedia. Let's do it.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
Ooh, fingers crossed.
A number of things
Oh.
don't add up. Let's take a look.
I've got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up.
Things.
This isn't the makings of a club, it's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
He points at the speaker.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where is his friend? Did you lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You have only one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't a cell need your headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
That nosefed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting acting agent out of a solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Against the law?
I meant to say, not true.
Suna hinted there's, I'm not gonna let him know that I'm being naive. So what are we gonna do with
What do
you?
you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It
We do
wouldn't take
this-
a lot to push him.
We do this lawman style. First you tell me everything and I pass judgment. Or I don't really care, I just wanted to crack the case. Do what you want and I'll do what I want. You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. Let's do it lawman style. Yeah.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling back up and hauling you all off to the pen. Or haven't you heard? I'm the dirtiest cop on this side of the river. I'll make life hard for you, using every connection I've got. Kim's not here.
He thinks for a moment, then opens his mouth, but closes it again. Then finally raises his hands.
I'm getting into trouble without my little angel on my shoulder.
It's not like we're not going to turn the church into the wickedest club in East Revershoal.
Because we are! We totally are!
We just got to turn it into a speed lab first.
You know, to get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Ooh, arrest them, get lost. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for anodic music. Let's do this clean.
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight. The would-be leader drops his spiked head between his knees.
It's impossible now.
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for anodic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
What's that about a fish?
There needs to be a club for anodic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time. We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
Right. Let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
We'll try to do it without the drugs.
He raises his head from
We'll do
between
a
his
straight
knees.
club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
About the church. I checked it out.
And? What happened?
I talked to the crabman.
Oh, man. Who is he? What did you think?
He gave me this odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on and on about mother's love. He seemed okay, to be honest. Very spiritual. He'll leave you alone, I think.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
Just preaching and praying from the looks of it, or he clearly enjoys the physical activity. Guy climbs like a freak. There's something sinister going on under the building's roof. I think he's getting high or something. Just preaching and praying.
Is he going to be a problem?
The paranoid young man mumbles gruffly.
Yeah. Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we going to do about him?
Nothing.
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. Actually, he told me he wouldn't mind the nightclub at all.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah!
I gotta be honest, I kind of like you, Egghead.
I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes?
I was using the mainframe when Sona, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
Programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She did not like the anodic dance club idea.
Pity. That's my favourite thing in the world.
He drops a hammer back to the toolbox.
Oh, a shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam and into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity! Dance!
She made it clear that she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No, I won't evict her. We have to come up with a different solution.
Look at you, Honor Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
Oh! But that's good, because if we go into the church, then there's more noise, which means that there's more ability to track the silence, right?
Coexist!
Like if you flood the area with sound, you would probably get a better read of where things aren't being recorded. It'd probably be easier for you than trying to record it outside and then filter it out.
He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like anodic dance music?
She absolutely does not. Really, truly despises it. I think we go honest cop.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little.
Oh no, Egghead. Don't worry, buddy. You'll get there.
He returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I refuse to throw her out, but I can try convincing her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
He smiles wide, like a replica of his friend with the large hat.
Goodbye, officer.
Alright, let's try this one more time. Egghead?
Close. True, hard, full car. Hard
Say nothing.
car.
Still
Hard
say
cars
nothing.
Mega.
Say
Internally
nothing.
coherent.
Still say
All car.
nothing.
All right. Yeah.
He
Say
furrows his
nothing. Nope.
Hard car. Ah.
So
Is it,
hardcore. It is.
What is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously.
Oh,
I'm
we
a
did
bit
it.
worried it isn't.
He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth once more.
Don't be alarmed.
You mustn't lose hope.
Okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know?
Ooh,
For
Chiap
example,
viewers, get
take
the
this
hell out of
album
here.
by Ike Jam I've been pumping for the last
No
month,
robots.
and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression's clear. This is the most lucid we've ever gotten this guy.
Like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
God, I hate these guys.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
It's proto, not hardcore at all.
Wow! Culture cop!
We get it.
I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Wait a minute. I just remembered something. I'm the police. Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question? Or try to think if anything can make it harder core?
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
I'm thinking.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
I'm thinking.
Not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
My imagination fails me.
So does mine.
It sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question is, what is the question?
This is the answer.
I need something else. Something... Wait, I just remembered. I'm the police. Nothing. Actually, it's more likely to hinder us.
Oh.
I can't help you with this right now. I need something else. Something extra. Physical instrument. Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
Bourgeois love from a bourgeois god queen towards a world getting rapidly more bourgeois. That's lungs for you.
Objectively, it was good for its time, and they sort of screwed it up after she passed, like they always do.
Amen,
Don't
Noid.
listen to that retrograde class warrior, Egg.
Hey, Egg, listen to me.
Nation, but transnation. No war, but class war.
So you're not a thought reader, you're a communist.
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Palaceum. She was a communist, though.
Yeah! With a rebel yell!
But why aren't you a communist? Communism is the truth.
I could be a communist. If you want that, do you want me to be a communist?
Please don't turn him into a communist.
Oh yeah, turn him into a communist. Come on, it would be super.
Don't be a communist. That path is too hardcore. You got the reverse psychology. Of course, be a communist. Be a communist, Egghead. The future needs your help.
Aye!
He yells. You guess he's a communist now. Does that mean you're a thought reader?
Lunatic. Of course he isn't. Jermaine here just yells random things. Odds are, sooner or later one of them will come off as fault reading.
Yeah! Revachol imperative!
Unless you were thinking Revachol imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar
I
thing
wasn't,
happen
yeah.
with eggs yelling. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't thinking that.
Hardcore superstar!
Tell me something else, I
Communism
can.
rules the nation.
Right on, Comrade Luminary, but you're wrong. Communism doesn't rule the nation. Communism uplifts the people. The people rule the nation.
I'm sorry.
Is your real name Jermaine?
Dark-Code Hardcore! Jermaine Egghead!
Oh, good to meet you.
Basically, yes, it is.
All right.
All right! Here comes the night!
We want to put on clothes that give us physical instrument. Pain threshold. Scented scarf we don't want. Oh, that's about it. Alright, let's give it a try.
The large-headed.
Good morning, comrade. Yeah!
Oh.
You know it in
Hey!
your lungs where the pressure should vibrate. In your heart that's alone. And in your solar plexus where the hits should land. So does every chordate animal.
Needs more bass.
What?
Young man makes a sudden move like he's about to turn the volume down, but that would be ridiculous. And a melody. A good melody is what makes the song really stick, so that you can't get it out of your head anymore.
Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from?
Nowhere. I'm not going to become some sort of anodic cop, too. I've got two enough coppa types already. I don't know. I was thinking
I'm
you
sorry.
would know.
I don't know anything about Nordic music. I'm just the party boy. I get the people going and say it's hardcore.
He feels ashamed. He can't be of more service to the future of dance music.
It's up to the police to make the beats go harder. No, we citizen investigation.
The young man falls silent with appreciation. He even tries to contain his smile. As if
I like you,
it could
Egghead.
hinder your investigation.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it, so that Egghead could use it to remix Fan 8's jam.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that street hawker across the pawn shop has got some tapes to sell. That's just an idea.
Anyway, that's all yours to figure out, Copman.
All right.
Copman!
I have a tape with me, but I'm saving that so that I can sing karaoke to it. All right, goodbye again. We got to find a harder type jam.
Hello again.
Your associates tried to use me to set up a drug lab. I'm guessing you knew
I
this
did, and
plan?
I'm sorry. For what it's worth. Which isn't much.
This is why I didn't go into the tent. Typical delinquency.
They're
You don't
kids,
get to
Kim.
choose
They're
your
trying.
posse, they choose you. Mine are idiots, but they're mine. I tried to talk Andre out of it.
I don't care. I'm loco. I just wanted you to know that I know about the plan.
Okay, but I still regret it. I should have been able to control them. And I will in the future. I promise.
Good
May
enough
I
for me.
ask, what did you tell them?
Do what you will with your dance club plans. Just no drug labs,
Thank
please.
you. I'll get them under wraps, I promise.
Okay. I'm gonna... Let's see. Ba-ba-ba-ba. We gotta go call in this thing. Let's go talk to Sona. Zoom out. I'm gonna... Give me one moment. I'll be right back. Here, Mubu, hold my stuff for me. One of my cats keeps trying to eat the dog's food. Oh, Kim, you doing okay there, buddy? He keeps sneaking forbidden treats. Not you. You do other forbidden stuff. Sona!
Yes, what is it?
What if you didn't have to leave? I talked to Andre, he wants to make it work.
I don't want to make anything work.
Hold on, you don't want to make anything work?
Yes, anything. I don't want to make anything work.
It's not the anodic dance music that's made her bitter. It's the failure of Fortress Accident.
Are you bitter because of your failed radio game, or because your radio game project failed?
If we couldn't get our Welkins to happen, I don't want anything to happen. Ever again.
There's not a trace of irony in her voice. She means it.
We could do this.
Easy.
Hey.
When her research is done, she can move out.
Listen, about your research. You mentioned earlier that it's not going very well. Maybe I can help with something.
No, I don't really need any help with the project.
But if I could help you finish the project, then you wouldn't have to live in a church next to the Boom Boom anymore. Just think about it.
She thinks about it. A glossy look in her eyes.
Buddy,
a gust of wind
stop posting hole online.
snow in from the broken gallery.
Come on, hunker down.
Touches her hair.
Hold on a sec. I have to pacify this goon. There. There, your favorite thing.
Alright. Bring me the game's offside copy from my old workspace, if you really want to help. It's stored on a filament memory, and I'm unable to go and fetch it myself.
Okay. By your old workspace, do you mean the studio?
Yeah, that's the one. You can get in through the bookshop. You just have to do some explaining to the bookstore lady.
Actually, I've already been inside the doomed commercial area.
Good. Then you might know the giant ice bear fridge in the building's cellar. The filament is inside the fridge. Just go and get it.
Okay, where exactly is the offset copy?
Ice bear fridge.
But you've been to the fridge and it wasn't there. There was a note saying...
Right, I found the note. I found a note from the ice bear fridge. It said the offsite copy had been moved to a safer place.
A note from whom? Did it specify where they took the filament memory?
It said the offsite copy had been taken to a nearby ice cream maker. The note was signed by someone named Sulislav.
Jawiza. Of course. Our project lead, Sulislav Jawiza.
Okay.
God,
okay,
he was always so hell-bent on keeping the copy somewhere safe. And feature creep, and the Valley of the Heads. Like it would have made a difference. The offsite copy was perfectly safe when the data loss happened. That data loss was anomalous.
She crosses her arms defiantly.
And the heads. I won't even get into the heads. Millions of them. Go find that copy from that ice cream maker, will you? Thanks.
You got it.
Valley of 1,000 heads. You like the sound of that.
Why can't you go and get the filament yourself?
The bookstore lady hates me. Says I'm part of the curse. Whatever that means.
Why does she think you're part of the curse?
Because she's from Martinez, and people from Martinez have never ever seen a radio computer. She thinks it emits elemental evil.
That would be too harsh. That's only because of their socioeconomic situation.
Yes, but she literally started praying for the higher powers when she first saw my lame Civic. I'm not making this up.
The lieutenant coughs like he's amused.
I believe you.
I came in one morning only to find that my terminal was full of those strange trinkets and amulets. Wards. It looked like some Semenine magic.
So I know before, I found the ice cream maker, I couldn't get him.
Can't you just defrost it? Or, I don't know. I don't know about the ice cream maker. Just figure something out.
All right,
solution,
jeez.
But she doesn't want to hand it over to you yet. It's a thing. Something she holds dear.
Is this the filament that you're looking for?
That's the
production
schedule
schedule
you stole and accessed without authorization.
Okay.
I don't need it.
In his defense, it was simply lying in the desk drawer of an abandoned cubicle.
Thank you, Kim.
But still. It's a
So what is the
backup
offsite
of my former
copy?
employer's project. The radio game we were working on. It's stored on a filament memory, just like the one inside this radio computer.
She points to the glowing cube inside the machine.
She's making it extra simple for you.
Oh,
The
thanks.
backup itself is destroyed now, but I'm hoping to use what's left of it to pinpoint the exact location of the anomaly. You just have to go to my old workspace and get the filament.
Hold on. If it's called an off-site copy, then why is it still on-site?
It's called an offsite, then why is it still
not
on site?
this again. It is not on site. It is in the basement.
Because it's not connected to the radio
Safe
waves.
and not
Oh, okay.
connected to the front at all.
Basement? Sounds like it's technically still on-site.
And no, taking it outside the building wouldn't have protected it from the data loss. There's nothing wrong with keeping the backup in the basement. What happened was a freak accident that has nothing to do with how the backup was stored. We clear?
She stares at you with pleading,
This is
furious
clearly a
eyes.
painful topic for her. She must have had to explain herself numerous times.
All right, I'll go get it.
Thanks.
She thinks for a moment, then reaches behind the radio computer and hands you what looks like an oversized pry bar.
And here's my Qualsund multi-tool. You might need it to hack loose some ice. It opens everything. If you get me the offsite copy, then you can keep the Qualsund.
It hurts a bit for her to say this. She's not too happy to be parting with the Qualsund.
Hello. A new tool. Look at that. Let's see. Let's put on our encyclopedia hat again. And our... nice little dress shirt. +1 drama. What's our jacket wearing? Esprit de Corps and shivers. No, we like the shivers. Our fawn pants, I think, are pretty good. Let's go and put on our armor. Okay, we've gotten a lot done. Oh, I gotta go, never mind. Let's see, we can fast travel from our map, right? I think if we're in front of the church. Yeah, here we go. Martinet Waterfront.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox.
Radio again.
57, how may I assist you?
I need to report a dead body on the Martinez boardwalk.
One moment.
You can hear her shuffling through some papers.
Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, cause of death?
Unidentified middle-aged man, height 170 to 175 centimeters, dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped, fell through a hole in the boardwalk, and hit his head against the metal bench.
He might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him, and traces of vomit on his shirt.
Any signs of violence?
No, it seems like there was an
No
accident.
field autopsy necessary.
She
You can
repeats.
hear her quickly typing in the background.
What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes?
He's wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with a bright blue lining. I found a library card from his
Any
pockets.
information on the library card?
It's from Central Jamrock Public Library. It belongs to someone named Billy Mejean.
You have a lead.
Yep.
Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else?
We're taking the case.
I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting in. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Connect me to the Jamrock Public Library,
Hold on,
please.
officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to your librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1.
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here. How can I help you, officer?
I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Majon, a reader.
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment. I'll have to check our database.
He puts down the receiver.
Yes, hello. Are you still there?
You can hear him fiddle with a
Majon's
printout.
home address. Is that all right? No phone number, unfortunately.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Yes, home address is fine.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. That's all.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
Do you have any other information on Billy Majon?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few days ago, but I wasn't at work that day.
Do you know someone who was?
Marie?
He covers the phone with his hand and yells in the room behind him.
Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon? They returned a Tybalt book the other day.
You hear someone answer from afar.
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then, yes. Okay, if it was the police.
She starts explaining something.
It was my colleague Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book.
Oh.
He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet.
Good. You have a name now.
Do you know the husband's name?
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight.
Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like?
Marie?
A moment passes.
She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a drink or two the last time she saw him.
What was he wearing?
1 second.
The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question.
Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that.
So Billy Majon is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know it was her husband?
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her husband returns some books for her.
Thank you. That's all for me. I have no other questions.
Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
The librarian hangs up the call and gets redirected back to the station with a soft click.
Anything else you need from me?
Did you find out any more about the owner of the armor boots? Okay, that's for tomorrow.
I was able to convince the database people to share private sector information. They promised to get back to me by tomorrow morning. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you, Alice.
57th, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay. I need to check something real quick. We forgot to do something very important when it comes to Kim being with us. So let's get into here and do this first.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting. Ice squeaks beneath your Kavalzun multi-tool, but your fingers slip away from the tool. The lid shutters tightly as before, and it's already unplugged. There's not much else to do other than wait for it to defrost.
Boo. We're half a level away from buying up our physical instrument. I should have put on my strongman shirt. Okay, but important stuff. I saw this earlier as I was just trying to get a look around the place.
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Good hawthorn.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion. It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8100, 2, underneath a slogan, "Mankind, be vigilant." The bronze ribbon twists around and within the branches in an intricately natural pattern.
Ooh.
But there's something. There's
Tell
a
me what I
twisted
see.
logic in this mess. You see the ends of the ribbon, the way it flows, how it twists and turns. It's all starting to make sense. It'll be easier to remove now.
Multi-tool is truly multi.
With slow
Hey!
and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches. It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape. Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
Let's go chat with our man. The lieutenant looks at the mess in your hand. Only after you've successfully cleaned up the branches does the curiosity get him. It's Redhead. I promised to make his Van Eyck's jam a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
I think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub. Or he has to. He's the master of ceremonies, after all.
You could also get it fixed
Okay.
at the pawn shop.
Yeah, we're going to go to the pawn shop. I'm going to go check on the dogs real quick. I'll be right back.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
All right. Hold tight, everybody. Just enjoy the Martinez vibe for just a second. Oh, have I wandered far into the void and come back with tortilla chips. All right, Roy.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Hey, do you know how to fix this?
You mean re-spooling? Yeah, I do, but...
Great. Could you please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
Just explain why you need this so much. He's bound to understand.
It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene.
Huh? What do you mean?
He slowly taps his fingers on the counter. You know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn the church into a nightclub and play some weird neo-disco beats there. They call it anodic dance music. I promise to help them with that.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it. No bass. It just goes zoot, zoot, zoot. But this tape could make it hardcore.
Man, you're really invested in this.
He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling light show.
Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though.
Good man.
So just sit back and relax.
Sit back, relax. Eat some tortilla chips.
You take some time to look around the store. The play of visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
This dude took the time out of his high to help me, so I'm not gonna...
Yeah, my pleasure. I do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility. Okay.
Thanks, dude. All right. We want to talk to Clausia, I'd say, a little bit further in the day. I don't think she's up right now, judging from the reports of all of the drugs. But we do have to deal with this. Kim, what have I done?
The motor carriage looks very sad, sitting all alone in the ice. Remember the tire tracks in Martinez? This is where they were leading.
This is where the tracks on the plaza were leading to. The lieutenant has a peculiar look in his eyes as he inspects the wreckage.
I agree. We should definitely investigate.
You get a sudden, sinking feeling. Stomach acid comes up as you look at the motor carriage in the deep, dark, cold water. Why the doom and gloom? It's just a sunken motor carriage. Some motor carriages are bound to end up in the sea.
Run your hand over the cold metal.
The motor carriage is properly stuck in the ice. Getting it out would require a team of specialists. A single day in the salty seawater would ruin most vehicles, but this one looks worn even in places the salt water hasn't touched it.
It's the make of this MC. Can I see a logo?
The logo is too deep in the murky water. You can't make it out, but you do see a monkfish float by.
How long has it been here?
The ice hasn't closed around the vehicle yet. My guess is it's been here since last Saturday or Sunday.
He leans in forward to peek into the cold water.
The estimate is correct. The incident probably occurred on Sunday evening.
Well. Looks like Jacob Erb's journey came to an abrupt end here.
Your mocking tone finds no response, but the motion of the waves.
Yet another case of engine displacement triumphing over the driver's eye clue. Or, do you say something, Lieutenant? Yes, rub your chin. Crazy recklessness.
Yes. Crazy recklessness. I'd say it has been here since last Saturday or Sunday. Let's wait for the low tide and see what's inside.
Great idea. Then we can get the things inside. The Joyrider must have left something good inside.
The Joyrider.
Papers. Maybe a cool jacket. A Joyrider jacket.
Mm-hmm.
A Joyrider jacket. You feel a strange connection to this Joyrider. Maybe he's from some kind of Joyriders district and likes blue and white racing livery, like a cop would.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. An hour or two, tops?
Sit on the swing and wait for the tide to recede.
As you sit down in the old, rusty playground, the world around you becomes very silent. The hinges creak under your weight, dangerously so. Nothing but the sound of seagulls high above in the sky, echoing like distant laughter. Ice cracks around the blue motor carriage in the sea.
Yes, it does.
What's your favorite blue thing, Kim?
Let me think about it.
Spit flies
Oof.
from your mouth.
I can't
to your
whistle.
Moustache, your chest, the ground before you. No sound though.
Raining heavily here, Chief. Mind keeping it down a bit?
Sorry,
The
Nectar.
lieutenant must think it's rather funny. He smiles and quickly turns away.
Keep
That's
blowing.
right. Just keep at it. It will come to you.
With his lips puckered, the lieutenant lets out a beautiful melodic trill that puts even the insulindic thrush to shame.
See? Art
You
matters.
hear the sound echo on the large body of water. Clouds race across the spring sky, and suddenly you just feel better about everything. Okay, that's way better than what you did. The clouds pass in the sky, and the shadow of the swing moves like the hour hand on a timepiece. 30 minutes have passed. Looks like this might take a while. Time to present a good topic for discussion.
Would you rather sit on an anthill for an hour or stand in a river of leeches? I don't think that we bring up his bad vision.
Well, historically, leeches have been used to prevent and even cure many ailments.
Okay, he's thinking. I can do this. Let's do this. Who'd want to sit on an anthill? There are no therapeutic benefits to... Well, napalm ants, for example, are used in some rites of passage rituals. Clouds on the horizon grow darker, and the shadow of the swing set keeps climbing. You hear the distant rumble of the city. 30 minutes pass.
If you have to side with either the strikers or the shipping company, who would you choose?
Luckily, I am already a member of an independent organization, and therefore do not have to choose between a rock and a hard place.
But if someone puts a gun to your head?
Your voice echoes on the water, strange and out of place in the environment. 30 more minutes pass.
Is that a number on the side?
41. What do you think it stands for?
My
It's as if he knows what it stands
precinct.
for, but wants you to say it. It's pedagogical. Does he know something about the driver of this vehicle?
Oh God, no. I hate guessing. District something, a precinct, my precinct, something municipal?
A precinct, yes. A police precinct. Precinct 41, your precinct.
A massive pit opens up in your stomach, and the most terrible feeling comes over you.
Uh-oh.
No. Just no. Say no to this, Harry.
Yes, your car is in the
No.
sea. Face it, so we can start dealing with this.
Oh my God, it's mine. I drove my car into the
I'm
sea.
afraid so, yes. It looks like you started in front of the whirling, jumped over the canal, and then drove your vehicle in the sea right here.
They're not going to take me back after this, are they? The badge, the gun, and now this. Maybe
Of
I was in
whom?
pursuit of someone.
I don't think so. If anything, you were probably drunk.
How do we get it
Detective,
out?
We don't. A rescue operation really isn't viable at this point.
So it's just going to be there like that?
I'm afraid it will have to be there like that for many years. Look at it. Parts of it might be salvageable, but overall, this machine is a write-off.
They're not going to take me back after this, are they?
People are more valuable than machines. Training a police officer is even more costly.
Oh, that does help me feel better. The badge, the gun, and now this.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and doesn't say anything. There is also a fourth thing you've lost.
A fourth thing?
More precious than the gun, the badge, and the motor carriage combined. Lost forever into the deepest of seas.
I don't think I can still fix it. At least I can see what's in there now.
Yes. Let's go take a look.
We did it, team. We found the traffic hooligan. It was us all along. My badge! RCM Commander's jacket. Okay, there's our tape. Commander gives us visual calculus and esprit de corps. We've got esprit de corps and shivers, so I think we keep our other jacket for now. The badge.
A police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Found my badge.
At least something good came out of all this.
Lieutenant glances at the badge in your hands. Let's
Encased
study it.
between two durable plastic sheets is a bluish card with lines of information and a watermark in the shape of the street grid of Revachol West. You see a photo, a name, a rank, a document number, the date of issue, and in the lower right corner, your precinct. The man
Let's look at the
keeps
photo.
winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
Ooh, how old?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
And he's winking? Why?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name, Harrier Dubois.
Harrier? That's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Evrard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
What kind of name is Harrier?
It's a wartime name. Revolutionary. The kind mothers give their sons during troubled times. Like Undying or Boxer or Ironhide.
A name like armor.
Harrier Dubois it is, then.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
Yeah, me too, man.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Lieutenant W. Freighter. The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
And W. Freighter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, captain. You have declined twice.
Declined?
Thus you're W. Freighter. There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decontage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors, out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Decontage is the hierarchical system employed by the Revachol Citizens Militia. It means counting down to twos.
The countdown is modeled after the dual leadership system employed by the left during the revolution, which in turn was developed by last-century experimental psychologists in the University of Königstein.
The lowest rank is junior officer, usually teenagers. Then there are the patrol officers.
We could make Kuno a junior officer.
Lieutenants, then a captain. That's basically it, except for a few kinks.
What kinks?
Kinks like satellite officers and the additional freighter rank I already explained.
The long and short of it is, you're his superior.
You've been putting up with all my bullshit because I'm your superior?
No, I've been putting up with you because despite an unconventional approach, you are doing good police work. It matters more than driving your motor carriage into the sea. And now we've even found your badge.
He trusts you, for now. Try not to spoil it.
I thought my rank was drunk.
Yes, apparently you've had a rather successful career in the past, and this leads me to believe maybe your current situation is only temporary. Good.
That gives me hope.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Serial.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
12/62/05. Date of issue 7th of November 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
So this is me at my low point now, but several months ago I was at least on top of things.
4 months, especially in winter. The winters are never easy on you. Of that you are sure.
I remember that time. That was a
And
good
the
time.
tire under neck
We had a
suddenly
good
feels tight.
Drink balance going. What happened, man? Pump it up.
Yes, it's
Precinct
the
41.
designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
He stops. What?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again...
So I'm a cop from the bad part of
It's a
town.
legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva.
Roberts, Feuerbach, Dimitri.
Ooh, I'm remembering.
Decomptage flash in your forebrain. And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it.
We're done with you for the moment, Badge. Now's the time when we should interact with this.
A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Yes,
hey!
You find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural. Why,
So Officer Precinct.
Your precinct. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with
We did it. We found our initials.
Arrière du Bois, HDB.
The Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Coudon. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class."
Ooh.
People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000
you love a good plebiscite.
Subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options.
Keep the mural. It is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class.
It appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. What do you want to tackle next?
It's a good way to pass a little bit of time until the evening. The unsolvable case.
Leslie and Burke, a.k.a. The public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk, is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Could we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is.
Personally speaking, my home is the only place where I tend to expose my genitals, and I have plenty of fun. I try not to break stuff, but sometimes it happens by accident. I do have a lot of cats, and they think it's a great time, so... Hey! Speaking of, are you here to show the world your butt again? Come on, pal. Yeah, I know. Yeah, let's get you your whoopee. Come here. There's a whoopee. There's a good scorf. Yeah. There you go, buddy.
Can you keep yourself off the streets?
Fair enough, logic.
Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out.
The Zemyakis gave methanol.
Gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years.
Oof.
It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important
Special
cases
Consultant
to attend
TH?
to. You uncovered
JV's my partner.
cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street. Because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing?
Public indecency.
Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk.
Oof.
But then again, so are you.
That's fair.
The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk.
Uh-oh.
Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke.
This is when we started to break down.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore.
That's the good news?
Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he
that's awful.
To Burke. Who knows? But both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
I think I can revisit this later.
In the meanwhile, a bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
It's time to address this.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
slide the drawer open or wait. Somehow I don't want to. You've already come this far. Let's do it.
Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Whoa! Pick up this ticket stubs, pick up the card. Fucking kill yourself, no!
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too. Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue. It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored. A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Let's do it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Somehow I doubt it.
Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy. Keep reading.
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely.
Let's go. Ego collapse. Ego collapse.
Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it. Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Okay, we're holding on.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Down I go. Kim, you got me? No? Did I just die?
There is nothing.
Uh-oh.
Again.
Wait, again? Nothing?
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
Just lie there.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you. That's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow. Because it's always there.
White morning.
Tell him. Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
It smelled so nice. Or it smelled like betrayal.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
Where is Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
So my name appears to be Harry?
Your name is fuck all.
It certainly ain't Harry.
Then what is it?
Your name is passed out on the ground, dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape, its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Enough. Just lie there.
You think they would let you until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No.
No, I just
breathing on your face now,
I need a minute to get my shit
pupils,
together.
Stupid idiot.
What is that? It's cold.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Where am I?
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Drink. Water.
The lieutenant is extending a small canister to your mouth. Let's drink.
The water is cold.
Oh, thank God.
The stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
Yeah, I'm actually more of a magnesium-based life form now. Nah, let's just drink.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
I should ask you the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out?
10 minutes, maybe.
I came in contact with the burnt-out ruins of the past, Lieutenant.
That does sometimes happen.
Ledger of failure and hatred. He hands you the remains of your ledger.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Yeah, let's solve this case.
Good.
We put ourselves on to work.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
Alright, well first... What's this white morning? Little guy gets further and further away. Research time 5 hours. You see yourself from above. You're passed on the blue tiles of a hostel room floor. Even from this distance, you can see your eyelids flutter. At the mention of what? A great white object letting out its sweet smell, like a lily of the valley. The little man's forgotten its name, but he still remembers the feeling. And look, he moves. The feeling animates him. He instinctively reaches out for the feeling's best friend, a bottle of Commodore Red. He puts on his disco clothes and gets smaller and smaller. We don't want to unlock that yet. We might need authority. This game is so weird.
It's the ledger you found in the trash.
Okay.
A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
I think, since that's still an option, we just want to read a case file
it would be very interesting
and
to
burn
read
another
about these,
hour.
Wouldn't it?
That'll put us at
there
6
seems
o'clock
to be a
ish.
square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks on her rocking chair with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape. That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Sequence killer?
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What next? Don't worry. One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
We can... She's a late night person, I'm sure.
Some assholes brought their couch outside and hung out on it. In the middle of the street, on the roof, on the hillside by the motorway. You know, at an unexpected location. They were young, and they thought they looked cool on it.
They looked really cool, like a rock band.
Yes, as you've said here, insufferable rock and roll assholes. Young people are the worst. So anyway, you got a complaint about the damn sofa, or couch, or whatever it was. They were leaving it out in all these unexpected and whimsical locations. They took it to where they also took photos of themselves on it, and smoked cigarettes, and drank coffee because they felt it's intellectual. Cigarette butts, coffee cups, stupid couch. You had to clean it all up, and you did. So congratulations to you. Case solved. No,
Ever catch those guys?
These notes show that you have what is called a real goddamn job. You
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have time to be chasing down the couch assholes. You have a real job to do. What next?
Sure, moved at their hookah parlor.
Tum-tum-tum. At the hookah parlor was a case originally assigned to an officer called Joseph Mills, who is now dead, of circumstances completely unconnected to murder at the hookah parlor.
Wait, how?
Beaten to death by a throng of Villalobos gang members when him and his partner J.M., only initials mentioned, answered a call one night. It's a sad story, and it isn't really represented in your case files. Stop stalling and get to the murder at the hookah parlor.
On with the murder.
Joseph Mills was on this case that he just couldn't solve. Was doing it solo. Said it was a real nutcracker.
Joseph Mills was the main guy. Nope.
Was on it for, like, a month. The captain got impatient.
2 JMs.
Shit or get off the pot, Mills. Mills didn't get off the pot. Not yet. He kept at it for a couple of weeks more, racking his brains, running with every theory as outlandish as they seemed. Still couldn't solve the murder at the hookah parlor. Tough case, he said. Toughest he's ever had.
Was Joseph Mills a good cop?
No, he was awful. Awful sense of humor, too. The worst jokes you've ever heard. Really rapey. Still, he'd been on it for months now. Said it was
that guy.
The final case. Said it was uncrackable. That murderer vanished into thin air. That goddamn hookah parlor was all he talked about.
Go on.
Okay, so the case is handed to you because Mills isn't getting anywhere, and you look into it. Here's the setup. A young man is found dead in a hookah parlor. You know, those places where you go and smoke bubblegum-flavored vapor all day.
Can you get high off of it?
No, it's soot and water vapor. It doesn't do anything.
Hookah's fun.
Yeah, really lame. So anyway, young man in his 20s found with his skull busted open, right on the floor of the hookah parlor, in the middle of the day. No one else is in there. Only client that day. In perfect health, too. Some kind of movie producer. No one enters. No one exits. He's just sucking on his watermelon hookah all morning, all noon, like he usually does. He's a regular. No calls, nothing. Just sucking on the hookah until 15:45. Then bam, he's dead on the floor with his skull busted open.
This is one that I've already solved.
What happened? How can it be? Mills has no idea. Invisible assassin. Movie deal gone sour. Girl at the counter did it. Nothing fits. Eerie. Man just dropped dead. So you go to the parlor. You see cushions around the table. Table's low, heavy, really sharp edge.
He sucked hookah, stood up, passed out, hit his head on the table, and died?
You can't even read the thing without solving it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that. Turns out hookah does do something. It turns off your brain's oxygen supply, and you don't notice it until you get up to go to the bathroom.
Must have sucked a lot of it.
He liked his hookah. Stephen was his name.
What was he doing there for 6 hours?
Hookah. Didn't you hear? I don't know. Trying to come up with a movie script, maybe. Anyway, that was Murder at the Hookah Parlor. Joseph Mills wasn't a good detective, and about 30 minutes has passed, piecing it together. Next. Not much has changed.
All right.
Meanwhile, arson, petty theft. You don't
done with that, done with that, done with that. So if we hold this... This is the same ledger you found in the trash, only worse somehow. It makes you think about the letter, about the woman's handwriting, about not wanting to get out of bed in the morning. We gotta talk to the cryptozoologists as well. Hey, guys.
Oh, hello, sweetie. So nice to see you again.
No, maybe you? Talk to the kid. The kid's...
I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical, but I have a good feeling about this.
Had a chat with this kid, Kurno. He promised to stop stealing the locusts.
So he was just a child.
He purses his lips,
Thank
crestfallen.
you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we can try again.
Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid, or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time.
Hope lingers on.
Then maybe we can.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
Damn it. No, we've come too far to quit. I'm gonna restock the trap. Let's do this.
We're getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast.
You're with me, Kim. It's like you said.
Really? It's too much, officer.
New task, find the Insulindian Phasmid.
What Morel means is We're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you, should this lead to a discovery. I'm not talking co-discovery, of course.
Oh, well, naturally.
This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question about that.
Alright, well, first things first, police work. We have to go in the other way. Ooh, let's check something real fast. Oh, it's Kim's room, that's why. Alright, mirror.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Let's try that.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Okay.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing.
The 80s.
Made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened. Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume Lamillion, out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit somewhere in Revachol West. Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
So I adopted it?
Everyone
Why?
loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I feel like I need to make a sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume Lamillion's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume Lamillion, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
How long ago was the new?
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has
Got about to buy up my electrochemistry and get rid of it.
It's a different world now. The expression is a relic. You
Anything
have
else?
some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that. Not really. OO must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway. It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, a mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression. Still not happening. It won't come off that easy. A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. Still not happening. It The door is closed.
Who is it?
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around before going up. This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there. It's been used quite a lot, but not for scrubbing blood off towels, or anything else interesting, it seems. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves, sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
Anything of note?
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra. Nacra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. Nothing of note. The further you look, the more arcane it gets. You don't know what the rest of this stuff does.
I've forgotten drugs. Well, we'll have to come back to that when we have a little more oomph behind us. Oh, I already thought. Whatever happened to Guillaume le Mignon, who, with his amber mane and sparkling teeth, beguiled the tattered remains of a nation? While you suffered and suffered, did he dematerialize in a cloud of cocaine dust? Or did he simply stand in the corner and melt into the slendering new lines of some starlit bois de nuit 20 years ago? Spare a thought for his great ass, too. Or wait, maybe he became a police officer in Revachol West. We're getting close to another level, so... Kim? You're making me jamrock shuffle, my guy. You can feel someone watching you, behind the glass door. A woman. The bed has been hastily made.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Run your finger across the surface of the glass.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window...
The window's been replaced.
No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
This window was recently replaced.
Looks like it, yes.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
The one I smashed in my room. What is this, guilt now?
Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now. Just one floor below you. Messing up your concentration here.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
What is this, guilt now?
It's...
Stop distracting him! He has work
I
to
agree.
do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Thank you, Necktie. Necktie's backing me up. The smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra. Menthol. Look, a handful of dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof.
Red check.
Them up in the air.
Fingers crossed, fingers crossed.
You catch a single white flower between your fingers.
Ooh.
The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell. The young woman looks at the maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
That's right. Good catch, buddy. Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog.
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Her hair is still slick from a shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
Hold on, electrochemistry. Ease up.
Down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Is there a cleaning lady? I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
It has. Or Disco Infernum. No, I just trashed the place. There are vortices of dark energy present, but not to hell, to another place. A third place. Much different from our world. Not
They
Disco
also
Infernum.
say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the Infernum.
Oops.
I am Kim Kitsuragi. I am a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? This is the biggest fan of ostentatious orchestrations I have seen in my life.
Whoops.
And I have seen a few. Oh yeah. Life gets hard, but we go on.
I was singing ostentatious orchestrations to try and cheer myself up as I tried to avoid slipping into the cold darkness of understanding the fact that I'm still mourning for somebody who hasn't passed. I still miss my ex. I don't even know how long it's been. I miss her. That's
chorus
all.
Of the 35 single, megaphoning the entire human race, instills you with the fuck it all swagger that prompts one to plow into grannies on your morning stroll.
How long do you think until the hard wears us down? I've found something more downbeat for my next appearance. The smallest church. How long do you think until the hard wears us down?
Oh, I've got a couple of good years left on my warranty.
She looks down at her body shimmering in the silver
Miss,
jumpsuit.
We are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What is your name, miss, for the record?
Clausier Amondou.
And where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
And what is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Bad memory of what?
Of lilacs and lightning. Parks, glass. Duraluminium. Vredefort is a conference city. It's always autumn there. And night. At least it was for me.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. If you're no longer there.
And how old are you?
I'm 28.
It's young. And what do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Literature. It's what I studied at the university.
And what is Oranese literature about?
Fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
Oh, this is a hard question. What do you do with Oranese lit?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
But how do you make money then? Money is very important. Show her some money.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese lit.
Being what?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
She smiles.
It's the world's most tired smile. Of course she won a beauty pageant. She's very symmetrical.
She was just a kid, though. Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
So how do I know that you've told us your real name? It's
If
not
I
let
were
on
to
that we've
lie to
forgotten
you,
that we're cops.
I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
Okay, then.
Okie dokie.
She pours herself more coffee. Thank you. That's it for the record.
The record. So official.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
So what are you doing here in the Whirling in
I'm
Rags?
wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Here on the Insulindian
To see the
Isola.
new world. It's a tourist thing.
This is by far not the only reason she's here. She isn't overtly hiding it either.
What happened to the old New World?
It turned out to be a Zarath-infested third world slum.
Called Ilmara, and it didn't. Even after the mess colonized it 7 ways.
We got a
from
level,
Sunday,
we can try
it's
our
an industrial
electrochemistry stuff again.
powerhouse.
Let's see if we can't get these other
About
answers.
4 months. Here
Why
in the Whirling,
here?
here in Martinez, or here? Because
Here in the
it's
Whirling.
the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell. I'm
Touche.
wintering.
How long?
About 4 months. Here in the Whirling. I heard
Why here
this
in
is where the
Martinez?
washed-up disco has-beens go.
You're too young to call yourself a disco has-been? No, this is Sassy Town. It's where the future of dance lies.
If you say so, officer. I'm
I do.
wintering.
How long?
About 4
Okay,
months.
why
Here in the
here
Whirling, I
in
always
Revachol?
wanted to see the only city in the world in the worst time of the year. It's a tourist thing.
The worst time of the year, Oronese.
This is by far not the only reason she's here. And she isn't really hiding it either.
I hate to say it, but you've got sad all over the place.
I've contaminated it pretty bad.
Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
What exactly is the nature of this contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the
Girl, I get it.
establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
That's the
Somewhere
roof of their
below,
heel.
military-grade sad is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
Something is bad, point to your head, in my head, in the past.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
It's a feeling, white and filled with doom, gaseous, invisible, deadly, it's everywhere.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Doesn't feel like love at all.
Are you sure? Love is terror.
She breathes in a large billow of menthol-infused smoke, savors it, then lets it out slowly. God, I do miss smoking cigarettes. You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
She says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
It was quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
She's still pushing it as far as she
or
can.
Was a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
Collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Fair.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
His tone isn't aggressive, just inquisitive.
Better safe than sorry.
She takes a drag. Well, that's as
Very
far as that goes
funky.
then. That window is new.
It is.
She moves slightly to your left to check her
The
reflection in it.
lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
She's
He
stonewalling
finds
us.
the answer unsatisfying.
I have other questions for you.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag of her cigarette.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
They tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
No, it's the evening.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Actually, it's evening, miss.
Is it?
Squinting, she takes a look around. The sun sets in the sea. Long shadows pass over the plaza
It
below.
is evening. Time flies, man.
So were you?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
It's not my style.
We caught one.
They'll have to, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
She searches for the word. That's the word?
They. She means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell her you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
So what did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Wait. Partied? What kind of party? Kind that I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
Harder than this? Keep pointing at your face. I didn't know it was physically possible.
You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
Fair.
We drank,
I guess.
sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Were feelings involved?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Lieutenant's voice is quiet, calm.
Downstairs. At the
She
bar.
taps on the roof with her 10
He
centimeter
was on
heel.
some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
It must have been hard for you seeing him there.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
Say nothing.
I made it.
Just let her keep going.
And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
Before we go on, if it's snitching, then why do it?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
The caller's voice was
I
disguised.
didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Nicked
With
it
nail
how?
clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
So that's why the phone is out of order. She tampered with the whirling landline.
And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling.
I don't believe that.
This is satisfying. Good catch.
I don't believe that she didn't know what she was doing.
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Seems like you had some idea. That was
Thanks.
nifty. Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in.
That's fair.
Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
What can you tell me about him? Name,
I'm
eyes,
sorry, I can't
age?
do it. Not right now.
Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about it. I don't know. Hair?
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
I've also seen him in a dream.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
She's run out of a cigarette. Time to light a new one. Well, how do you see him?
You don't want to know.
She looks into the pack. It's light green, then pulls out a ciggy. Now I see him as me.
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
She breathes out through her nostrils. The air smells of menthol.
Funny.
Lieutenant says softly.
How?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
So what did they hang him for, if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
She thinks.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean.
Wink, wink.
But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Then if that's the case, are you sure you weren't?
Sure.
Does that mean you're 11% not
I know
sure?
how it is.
Do you?
Do I? Actually, I don't.
Maybe you don't.
She flicks a bit of ash away. The ash lands on her jumpsuit. She brushes it
There
off.
are numerous cigarette burns on those silvery scales. Easy to see now that you're closer.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
It sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been?
So Titus asked you to spice
Pretty
things up
much.
for us? She cradles her coffee cup in both hands.
Warming them.
Then why was there a bullet in his head? Hold on. How did the Hardy
They're
Boys
frequent
know?
guests downstairs.
She
They
looks
haven't
at the
been for
floor. It's tarred.
years. They're probably down there now.
How did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party with the Hardy Boys?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I
You have to
have.
establish a motive. Which one?
Which ones, sir?
Ooh.
I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
So why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet?
There's
They shot him
silence.
too?
Her brows meet in the middle for a pained frown.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too, and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
So where were you when this happened?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie.
Why cowering?
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
I had something else before we go. A little
She
thing.
nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth. Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
What?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you boring stiff. You too. Me? What did I do? These guys are compromised. She's got them singing
Oh
along to
my
her
god.
tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Oh my
Believe
god. Which ones exactly are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them. Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised.
Electrochemistry, you're the most compromised.
That guy's the
Yeah,
most
that's what I thought.
compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory. Truth. Softness. Protect her. She wants you.
We are trapped. We're betrayed by our own sense of horny. Does this mean she's been lying to me?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lies.
So she's manipulating us.
And omissions too.
Can I trust that guy?
A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability.
So I just came to the realization that I'm tilted.
I wouldn't know. I don't have flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her.
Can I trust any of them
Don't
ever
be
again?
melodramatic. You can trust them. Just not with Miss Orange Disco Dancer here. A light green speck and imperfection on the outer rim of her right iris. It sparkles.
How did
How
this
it always
happen?
does. Through subtlety.
What can I do?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do. No.
What use is this?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it, is it not?
That's true. What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one who usually does says, she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate, probably compromised.
I've been talking to myself for long enough.
Don't worry.
Let's get back to it.
It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Miss, are you manipulating me?
The silence broken. She exhales a little cloud of smoke and says,
God, no.
What is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
You talk to you about your room again.
It is.
The window is
He finds
new.
the answer unsatisfying.
Okay.
All right.
Let's return to this later,
Why
miss.
not? I'll be here until 11 p.m. Drinking coffee, most likely.
Okay. Kim, let's take a quick rejoinder. Let's have a chat,
Looks
buddy.
like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
So why did she tell us all that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
I'm not sure she had to lie. I wouldn't have known. Or I have reason to doubt my ability to see through
If
her
not
lies.
you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
I know she's manipulative.
So you said to her, what did you mean by it?
She has half my skill set to compromise singing her tune. My assessments of her are untrustworthy.
She seems forthcoming to me. Unusually so. Being forthcoming with some things is a good way to obscure other things. But I wouldn't call myself compromised.
Perhaps that's because you are?
I am not easily swayed by young women. But on the other hand, the best liars are candid. And she
Kim's
was
gay.
The lieutenant seems oddly sure he is not compromised. Not psychologically, at least. Is it hubris?
Anyway, we should move.
He knows himself.
I suspect our investigation will bring us back soon enough.
I'm not done with you, window.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the smooth as following your lead.
Looks like it.
You know which window has not been recently. I think it was established that you...
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Okay, we got some stuff to do.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the brackets. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
Where's this
I don't
lead to?
know, Lieutenant Yefreiter.
He makes
It
a
is not
note.
the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door. I don't know. The
Think it's
further we
important?
get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case. The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
I could say something, but I'm not going to, because I don't gloat. See, the main investigation, the door below, are merging into a stereo
I hate
investigation.
it when that happens.
It's not kick in the door. We'll smart our way around it. We've got a level up, which means we can electrochemistry. Which means we can check this
medicine
again.
cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush.
Oh, hang on. Let's change our clothes before the check. Electrochemistry +1. What else gives us good electrochemistry? Flare-cut trousers, because they're tied around the crotch. And the Party Dragon silk robe. Yeah, baby.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush. And
Very high. Let's go.
a bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters.
Ooh.
Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this
It's
orange
speed,
bottle?
man. Just what you were looking for. They
Ooh.
call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Lieutenant, I also see a brand called Preptide. I think we're trying to stay clean.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Oh, makes it worse. I think we... Do we take it? It's not illegal for her to have the drugs. I think we just leave it. We're not going to use it.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker. Especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub.
We're trying to be better, electrochemistry. You gotta get off our nuts a bit. She broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette. Or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
The idea seems to make your neck expand. Suddenly, the garish tie feels very snug.
Oh, it's the voice of the pawn shop
dude.
dude.
Rubbing itself against its owner's calves. A cat that wants you to smoke a lot. Or you could not do that. No one is making you.
I should not do that. I'll think
Good.
about it.
Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time.
This is accurate as to what it's like trying to quit
when
smoking.
You're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them. Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
Come on, game. Alright. Come on, party dragon, let's do this.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Let's give it a try.
It's like something
A
slaps in you. A nerve ending. A thought. A sadness. Your face in the mirror is suddenly clean of the layer that had distorted it for God knows how long. Just like that, it's over. The running gag that your life had become. A sad old man looks back at you.
But I think we're better for it. Okay. We need to go talk to the Hardys, but we're gonna park ourselves out here. Oh, hey, what's up, guy?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Let's change our clothes. We want Esprit decor. Taking back the streets. Could do our visual calculus thing, but we're not gonna. What was the other thing that we changed? Our gloves? Yeah, where's our interfacing? Okay. Let's check our glasses real quick. What else do we have? Visual calculus, but -1 drama. That's okay. Alright, let's try this again.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Called your station. She's with him.
You know.
Hey!
It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Are you my partner? Tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? Another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
41st?
Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere.
Gives you a long, meaningful looking ads.
Somewhere good.
Let's talk more about the hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned. What would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Crazy. Let's say you and I are partners.
Yeah.
How's that for a thought experiment?
You seem like a cool guy. I'd love to have you as my partner.
Would you now, or would I be cramping your style? Never mind. Partner.
Okay, actually, you probably would cramp my style. Actually, I shouldn't have called you my partner. Kim's my partner. He's going to know.
I'm not your partner. This union is temporary.
A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he doesn't need you.
Oh.
Then suggests you should fuck off.
Ooh, yeah, but dude, I was real drunk.
When that happens, I suggest you take his advice.
The lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
Do you have a crime to solve?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers.
The man pauses for dramatic effect.
Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad
Yes, sir.
And get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock. Just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
Who's the far-out son of Lung?
It's you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Want to tell me more about him
even
or
a
her?
little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by this sunglassed man. Okay.
Thank you, Kim.
Yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
I can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
His gray eyes suddenly flash above the glass frames. They feel
It's
sad.
a mere second, but it feels like you saw something. A gram of compassion in that sadness. Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right?
I know,
There's
super
something
weird.
missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask.
I did all that.
I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get... Yes,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
cross it off the list.
Is there another thing?
I can't believe
Look, I just have to
this
ask,
shit.
are we from the same police station?
I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say?
Okay.
Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
That's my partner.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your cop work. Don't let me stop you again.
Even our own esprit de corps is lying to us. Alright, we're going to park it here for now, and then talk to the Hardy Boys later. I'm going to go for a secondary birthday celebration as I continue to lurch forward day by day in temporal time. We can only move in one direction, and that one direction is always getting older. So it was my birthday yesterday. Happy birthday to me. I'm going to go celebrate it with some friends. And thank you, friends, for sticking around and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Tell more people about it. Let's get this channel an audience and play more fun games together. Thanks for sticking around. Be good out there, everyone. I love you. Bye-bye.